hate my glasses are like reflecting light. This is really, also I'm blonde now. This should really bother me. Anyways, howdy. Hey, it's Nala. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have kind of an interesting topic to talk about, and I want to preface this by saying everybody in this video fits into all three of these categories, okay, that I'm going to be talking about in a second. This video just analyzes which one they are most known for in comparison to others, okay? Today we're going to talk about the three different types or three different categories that pop stars fall into. Hi, voiceover Nala here. As you can see, I'm in a bit of a different environment. That's because I'm home for the summer. So, welcome to my closet. This is where videos will be for the summer. And, enjoy this video. Our three categories are as follows: vocalism, lyricism, and performance ability. Let's break them down, shall we? Vocalism is the skill and ability used when singing, as you can probably guess. A good vocalist uses things like technique and a trained ear and more to perfect their sound. The main consensus of what makes a good vocalist boils down to control. I'm talking breath control, tone control, pitch control, etc., etc. It affects everything from how they sound to their range. And sure, natural ability can be a large part of what makes a good vocalist, but training and studying is what makes a great one. Usually the range these artists have is just unbelievable. Like, I mean, every time they sing, they just leave you in awe. And you expect greatness from them every time they open their mouths as well. Dare I say, you couldn't even fathom being able to sing like they can. They also craft their music around the fact that they have this incredible voice. Sure, every song might not sound the same or have huge belts or having them hold long notes, but it still shows the range that they have. They can go from soft acoustic songs to something dark, to something fun, something quiet, to something loud, something low in octave, something high in octave. The list goes on. Not every artist can hit whistle notes like Mariah and Ariana, but great vocalists aren't trying to sound like other artists. They're constantly trying to perfect their own sound, which in turn makes their voice better and makes them known for their voice. And, well, in the end, it leaves you speechless. Lyricism is how an artist is able to express emotion in an imaginative, vivid, and creative way. Just because you put complex metaphors and wording into your song doesn't mean it's good. Lyrics are meant to tell the audience how the artist is feeling and how the artist wants you to feel without explicitly telling you so.
I can get him back. It's like, because I miss the way he kisses and the way he made me laugh. And originally it was, because I miss the way he kisses and the way he grabbed my ass. And I was like,
Most of the time, lyrics don't need to be as clever as they need to be honest and full of raw emotion, often perfectly describing a feeling listeners could never quite explain. After all, they're writers. They have the ability to tell a story in a way that others simply just can't. Their writing evolves as they grow, and it connects listeners with the audience even more. You feel like you're growing with them. When asked about their songs, they usually describe how they feel when they were writing, or what led them to write that song, and other inspirations around it.
And the way that this song was written was, I was going through a bit of a sad time, and I showed up for rehearsals, and I just was really upset and sad, and everybody could tell. It was like really like not fun to be around me that day. And so I started playing guitar and just kind of playing the same four chords over and over again. And I just started the band sort of joined in, and I started ad-libbing what I was going through and what I was feeling, and it went on, and the song kept building and building and building in intensity.
Furthermore, they also just set out to tell a story with their entire album and their entire body of work as well. And in the end, it leaves you speechless. And finally, we have performance ability. This one mostly, if not completely, focuses on live performance, but it can also apply to music videos as well. This is your concerts, appearances on talk shows, SNL, etc., etc. Similar how vocalists have this ability to create insane audio experience, and lyricists have this ability to create insane mental and emotional experiences, performers have the ability to create insane visual experiences. Their performances are well thought out and usually are very cohesive with the music they're performing. They show off quite a few things: their dancing skills, the control they have on their voices while they're performing, their instrumental skills, how well they can play guitar, piano, etc., how they interact with the audience and keep them engaged, cool ass outfits, and so much more. I mean, their performances can be iconic, whether that's culturally or maybe even just for their fan base. You can always expect a show, and when I say a show, I mean a great show, when they're performing live or, like I said, in music videos. And in the end, it leaves you speechless. I think something could also be said about the discovery of new artists as well. To us listeners, it can be any one of these three things that I mentioned that really draws us in. But I think for record labels and other artists, it usually starts with voice, then lyrics, then performance. And performance also usually evolves as artists climb the ladder of success. But that's a different video. Now, pretty much every major, mainstream, your favorite, or just incredible artist has mastered all three of these, as it's kind of essential for them to make a name for themselves. But the basis of the majority of their success is usually rooted in one of these three. Now we're to the part where y'all are gonna jump me. Okay? Hear me out. Here are some artists I think perfectly fit into these categories, aka some of the biggest pop stars in the biz. Because who doesn't love a pop star? If you say you don't, you're lying. Let's start with vocalists. I think it goes without saying that Ariana Grande is in this category. Okay, I mean, I literally used her as an example before. Her voice is just on an entirely different level, and it has been since Victorious, really. Probably since she was a kid, because I'm pretty sure she was performing on Broadway as a kid. Kelly Clarkson, if she does a cover of your song, it's no longer your song. I'm sorry, you can never sing that song again. Sabrina Carpenter, say what you want, she has some pipes, okay? And y'all weren't around for Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, okay? She's been had pipes. Rihanna, I feel like I'm going to be repeating myself a lot when I say that all of these artists can fit into all three categories, but there's no denying that Rihanna's voice basically impregnates you when you hear it. That's the voice that made A$AP Rocky turn, well, not the voice. That's that laugh. Still has to do with the voice that made A$AP Rocky hear it from a mile away. Also, Adele, Demi Lovato. Here's more artists I think fit into that category. On to lyricists. This one should go without saying. Taylor Swift. Love her or hate her, this girl has a pen on her at all times. Say what you want, or should I say call it what you want. Her lyricism has truly changed the standards of what it means to be a songwriter. I mean, the definition is just entirely different because of the songs that she puts out. And most of her success and what drew people in was her songwriting. Because it was relatable to girlhood, to womanhood, to growing up. Next is Olivia Rodrigo. I don't think anyone has ever perfectly captured what it's like to be a 19-year-old girl. Spoiler alert, it sucks. Than Olivia Rodrigo. Billie Eilish. I don't think I've ever heard an artist perfectly describe a journey with mental illness and mental health in general as she has, especially depression. I'm looking at you, Logic. Not a pop star, but I don't think we can talk about mastering an incredible lyricism without talking about Pulitzer Prize winner Kendrick Lamar. Like, you could probably break down his lyrics for a PhD dissertation and receive a 100. I don't know how those are graded, but you know what I mean. His lyrics are always layered, but in a way that you can still understand them, or at least catch one of the meanings. Finally, we have the performers, and I cannot start this category off without talking about the queen, Beyonce. Now, like I said, don't jump me. Most of the artists, especially Queen, pretty much masters all three of these categories, okay? But no one is touching Beyonce when it comes to performance. I mean, you have Homecoming. You have, I went to the Renaissance tour. I think my jaw was dropped the entire time. Even her early performance, like there is a performance of her doing Deja Vu in like that silver outfit. Incredible. Beyonce is just a performer. She puts on a show. She puts so much effort into her shows, and it shows. Beyonce literally changed the standard for Coachella. No Coachella will ever top Homecoming. Next is Tyler, the Creator. Once again, I don't think he's a pop star, but his performances are unbelievable and iconic, and People are just always talking about them, and I get to see him in August. Next, we have Lady Gaga. This one goes without saying. Like, this woman is truly an artist, and I don't mean that with just her music. I mean she is an artist. She is a visual artist. Every single one of her music videos is so well crafted. Every single one of her performances is so well crafted. Who do you know could pull off a meat dress other than Lady Gaga? Even when she's not necessarily performing, like when she co-hosted the Met Gala, she had 3 different outfits, and she did a performance on the red carpet, and it was incredible. She is literally an artist in an artist's body. Next, we have Katy Perry, the queen of the 2010s. Still, I think people consider her Super Bowl performance to be one of the best ever. Her performances were just so colorful and so fun, and they fit perfectly with her music. Also, if you haven't seen like that clip from her documentary where she literally got a divorce like 5 seconds before she went on stage, and she still put on a performance of a lifetime. Next, cannot talk about performance without talking about Miss Britney Spears. I think she truly changed the game for what it means to be a pop star performer, because she was coming out the gate every single time. She brought a snake on stage and danced with it. Her outfits were iconic, her dances are iconic, her music videos are iconic. She is an icon. I feel like also every time an artist puts out an album or new music, everything they do is kind of a performance. How they present themselves, how they dress when they go on red carpets, awards, and stuff like that. That's why I think like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Tyler the Creator, they all do that so well because everything leads back to their music. I also wanted to be known when I was looking for like a huge list of pop stars to include, because I just had so many rattling in my brain. I saw Lil Baby on the list, and it made me giggle because he's not a pop star by any means. As I keep repeating so that y'all don't show up to my house with crowbars, all of these artists fit into all 3. In fact, there's probably really no way for an artist to be successful without having all 3. I think the only artist that I can't really put into a singular category is Michael Jackson. But that's what happens when you're the greatest music artist of all time. I also think that to a certain extent, these categories can be applied to other genres of music, but I don't think all 3 are of equal weight as they are in pop music. Like rap, for example. Lyricism is usually on top. We want to hear bars. We want to hear something that'll make it goes, oh! Something you'll get excited to hear when you're at a party because you can go word for word, bar for bar. For R&B and soul music, vocal performance can be considered the most important because you want to hear a voice that is usually like silk. Another example, for EDM, performance is usually what people are in it for, because there's just nothing like going to a rave and just jumping around, banging your head, etc., etc. It's weird to think that pop musicians have to balance all 3 of these in order to grow and maintain their success. And I think these categories could also be a key to understanding one-hit wonders, but that's an entirely different video. In conclusion, like I said before, these 3 categories are essential to becoming the next big pop star. You have to be able to put on all 3, even if you want to get recognized mostly for just one. It's not possible. You need to bring everything you have to the table. Otherwise, you don't get a seat at the table. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you should subscribe, hit like, etc., etc. There are definitely be more video essay style videos on the way. I had a lot of fun making this one. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches. Bye.